Game on, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Today I'm very excited to show you guys my Magikey deck profile. If you enjoy my video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more deck profiles. Also keep an eye out on my channel for a combo tutorial for the deck. So when this deck was announced, it seriously gave me Kingdom Hearts vibes, but we can confirm that it is based off the Stolen 72 pillars. But the flavor text for Clavkiys sounds seriously like Kingdom Hearts. Anywho, this video is going to be pretty extensive and I'm going to go into details on almost each card's applications and purpose, so let's get started. Magikey's playstyle focuses on normal monsters. You can use those normal monsters for your extra deck and ritual monsters that also gain an extra effect based on having different types of attributes of monsters in your graveyard that match your opponent's monsters. Starting off, we have two Clavkiys, the Magikey Skyblaster. Clavkiys is basically our main vanilla monster, being a dark attribute and which is the most represented attribute in the game, allowing maximum potential for the Magikey strategy. So as you can see, we have the dark attribute here, earth attribute, light, water, wind, fire, and divine. The dark attribute being the most common attribute in the game, followed by earth, light, water, wind, fire, and then divine. Using this information here, we can really use this to maximize our deck's potential, so we can at least plan for best case scenario. We also played two Magikey Mechmusket Batosbuster. This is Yu-Gi-Oh's very first ritual tuner monster, and it's pretty awesome. It allows you to add one Magikey card from your deck to your hand, and if it battles an opponent's monster with the same attribute as a normal monster or Magikey monster in your graveyard, you can place any number of cards from your hand to the bottom of the deck, and if you do, negate the effects of your opponent's monsters until the end of this turn, then draw the same number of cards placed under the deck. This can really help enable us to break boards, but in my opinion, the best ritual monster this deck has to offer. We play one Magikey Mechmortar Garesglasser, and this card gets the extra effect of gaining 300 attack for each different attribute in your graveyard, along with if your opponent activates an effect of a monster matching an attribute of a monster in your graveyard, provided that this card was made with two different attributes, you can quick effect negate the activation of that monster, and if you do, destroy that card. As an extra bonus for follow-up, if your opponent removes this card from the field, you can add one Magikey monster from your deck to your hand. On to the Magikey spells, we have three Magikey World. When this card is activated, you can add one Magikey monster from your deck to your hand. This also protects non-token normal monsters you control that would be destroyed by battle or card effect for the first time it would be attempted to be destroyed. This deck unfortunately plays with vanilla monsters as a key focus, but fortunately this spell card can search one of your two Magikey Maftia from our hand and then place one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. Magikey Maftia is our fusion / ritual spell card. Note that it's not actually a ritual card, but we do use it to make ritual monsters. If we control a normal monster, you can send one normal monster from your deck to the graveyard as fusion material or as one of the monsters required for a ritual summon. Otherwise, it would work as any generic fusion or ritual card. This card is also not once per turn. That is super important to remember. I also do play one Magikey Unlocking, and this card is used when your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you control a Magikey extra deck or ritual monster. You can negate the activation of that card, destroy it, then declare one attribute. Whatever attribute you declare, all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls become that attribute until the end of this turn. As I mentioned before, this deck's playstyle focuses on normal monsters. For our normal monsters of choice, we have one Gunkan Suship Shari for our fire attribute of choice, one Angel Trumpeter for our earth attribute, one Magicalibra for our water attribute. To get extra mileage out of our vanilla monsters, we of course play three unexpected dies, giving us the ability to special summon one level 4 or lower normal monster from our deck. You may have also noticed that the earth and water attribute monster is also a tuner. Most people that are building this deck primarily focus on cards with the strongest attack or defense values for each vanilla monster, but I saw so much more potential in cards that are also tuners to help facilitate combo plays this deck has to offer. Magicalibra also has a really quirky pendulum effect, which will probably never come up, but it's kind of nice that it has an extra potential effect that we could use and work as an extender for other card effects later in the profile. For fire monsters, one could argue to play Fameville Guard, however, it's a level 1 tuner that can sometimes overcomplicate synchro plays, where this build can easily go into rank 4, synchro 8, or ritual summon level 4 and 8 monsters. You may have noticed that I didn't mention any vanilla, wind, or light monsters, but not only would that cram the deck with more bricks, I tried to make the deck a nice 40 card amount. So depending on the format, you could swap out the current vanilla monsters and swap them into either of these following cards: Phantom Griffin and Alexandrite Dragon. So this deck primarily and currently focuses heavily on the ritual aspect of the Magikey core. To boost this strategy, we play 3 Diviner of the Herald. When this card is normal or special summoned, this allows you to send one fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. You will see later in the profile our targets, and if you were to tribute this card, you can special summon one level 2 or lower fairy monster from your hand or deck except Diviner of the Herald. One target we can send to the graveyard is one Trias. When this card is sent from your hand or graveyard, you can tribute up to 3 fairy monsters, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. If you tribute 2+ fairy monsters, you can destroy one card your opponent controls, and if you end up tributing 3 monsters, you can draw 2 cards. If you guys saw my Soulful Core deck profile, you guys know how awesome this little combo is. I learned this next package from the OCG, and this little engine features Valkyrie Sechste, one Valkyrie Dritte, and one Valkyrie Sigrun. What this little combo allows you to do is normal summon Herald, dump Trias, activate Trias' effect, tribute Diviner, special summon Trias from the effect of Diviner because it was tributed, special summon Valkyrie Sechste. I am so sorry for butchering the names, I swear. That then allows you to special summon Dritte. Dritte then allows you to add Sigrun to hand, and if you happen to have a face-up spell or trap card, such as the field spell or dare I say Magicalibra, you can destroy that card, special summon Sigrun, reborn a Valkyrie from the graveyard, or special summon another one from hand. I think it's kind of neat. There are also fairy monsters, which pairs up very nicely for our hand trap lineup. We'll get to that part later. Another ritual package we play are 2 Manju, the 10,000 hands, 1 advanced ritual art, and 1 high ritual art. Manju, when normal or flip summon, this allows you to add 1 ritual monster or spell from your deck to your hand. It's kind of like Diviner the Herald, but not really. Advanced ritual art can be used to ritual summon any 1 ritual monster. You must send normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard whose total level equals the level of the ritual monster. This will help ensure we dump our vanilla monsters instead of hard drawing them. However, if you do draw them and you don't have a way to put them back into the deck via the field spell, we can use high ritual art that allows us to ritual summon any 1 ritual monster from your deck by tributing normal monsters in your hand whose total level exactly equals the level of the ritual monster to ritual summon. The special summon monster is then shuffled into the deck during your opponent's end phase. Our hand traps of choice in the main deck are 3 Ash Blossoms and Joyous Spring, standard, and 3 Herald of the Orange Light. I tried my very best to try to include the Psyframe Gamma and Driver package. However, I really tried keeping this deck to a consistent 40 card count, but I wanted to include more combo extenders for this build. But if you want a more hand trap control style deck, then I strongly recommend fitting that somewhere, especially since we can shuffle back the driver into the deck and it synergizes with the level 4 ritual monster. In this deck, because we are playing Diviner and Orange, I added 1 Eva to the deck as an extra target to send to the graveyard off Diviner, to then essentially force search another copy of Diviner and Orange Light to hand as an extra interruption on our opponent's turn and protecting our plays from Nibiru. I also do play 1 Deskbot 001, as this variation of the deck does use the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon and Coltwing package. Wrapping up our power 1-offs, we play 1 Instant Fusion, you'll see the target soon, 1 Terraforming as our 4th copy of the field spell, making our combo lines extra consistent, and 1 Called by the Grave, as this build mentioned before is very combo heavy. Onto the extra deck, our fusions we play is 1 Magikey Beast. I am so sorry I cannot pronounce this, but what you need to know about this card is that it recycles 1 Magikey Maftia spell card from your graveyard and adds it to your hand. This card is special summonable off instant fusion. Once per turn, you can target 1 attack position monster your opponent controls with the same attribute as a normal monster or Magikey monster in your graveyard, change it to defense position, and if you do, it loses 1000 defense. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. You should probably make this card to assist you on breaking boards, and to always recycle Magikey Maftia. We also do play 1 Magikey Dragon. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that. Pairing this with the counter trap, you can essentially Regeki your opponent's board. I'm not sure how likely that is to happen, but it is pretty awesome being able to board wipe pure attribute decks in this card. It also gains the extra effect that allows you to draw 1 card if you destroy one of your opponent's monsters by battle or card effect that matches the same attribute monster in your graveyard. And for our alternative targets for instant fusion, we play 1 Thousand Eye Restrict to break boards and 1 Millennium Eyes Restrict, which is like a pseudo Called by the Grave. Onto our synchro cards, we play 2 Herald of the Arclight. This is a ritual deck, you need to play this card, and it also helps you negate the activation of spell, trap, and monsters effect, protecting you from cards such as Nibiru and other problematic cards that can help break your board. Clear Wing Fast Dragon is our level 7 of choice, and this card allows us to negate a special summon monster from the extra deck that your opponent controls and makes its attack 0. We need a level 7 synchro monster for our combo Mecha Phantom combo line. We honestly just needed a level 7 synchro monster. I personally preferred this one. Our level 8 synchro cards include 1 Borload Savage and 1 Adamancipator Ryzen Dragite. Both of those cards can be utilized as a once per turn Omni Negate. And our last synchro card of choice is 1 Stellar Wind Wolfrate. And this card is actually really amazing. I showcase a defensive combo against combo decks when this card is on the field. Every time another opponent's effect is activated, you gain 300 attack. Once it reaches 4,000 or more attack, you can quick effect shuffle this card and all monsters your opponent controls back into the deck. It's like Nibiru, but it breaks your opponent's board while maintaining your board presence. Our Xyz of choice is simple. We play one number 60 Dugaris the Timeless and one Daigusto Emerald. Dugaris is part of the Mecha Phantom combo that helps us end on 4 interruptions, and any deck utilizing non-effect monsters should honestly be playing Daigusto Emerald. Both monsters are great that help lead into special summoning monsters in your graveyard to further extend your combos. And lastly, onto our link monsters. As you saw, we play every mechanic in our deck, so including one Cross Sheep is a no-brainer. And now, one of the most important cards, of course, is one Halqifibrax and one Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. If you aren't familiar with the combo, at the end of this video, go check out my combo guide, where I showcase each combo and elaborate on each line of play with generic ideas and line of plays to advance combos within the deck. So unfortunately, I don't have a side deck for today, but some honorable mentions and other cards I would like to look into for the future. Make sure you stay subscribed, because when these cards come out, I will do an updated deck profile. So up first, we have Greater Key Maftia. Greater Key Maftia is going to be a must for the deck when it comes out, allowing us to naturally extend into other summoning mechanics in a pure form. Magikey Mutated Ogre Transformine is a level 8 synchro monster that can attack up to 2 monsters each battle phase. You can set one Magikey spell and trap from the deck to the field, and when your opponent normal or special summons a monster with the same attribute of a monster matching your graveyard, you can destroy that card. Both the spell/trap effect and non-targeting disruption effects are once per turn. Magikey Possessed Spirit Wetparthu, yeah, that's probably it, is a rank 4 Xyz monster that can add 1 level 4 or higher normal monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and if this card has a normal monster as material, it gains the effect to detach 1 material from this card and then make your opponent send their battling monster to the graveyard if the battled monster matches the same attribute of a normal monster or Magikey monster in your graveyard. Magikey Battle is a quick play spell that protects non-token normal monsters and Magikey monsters you control from your opponent's effects, provided you shuffle back 1 normal monster, Magikey monster, or Magikey Maftia from your graveyard. Magikey Duel gets better with time, provided we get more ritual or fusion cards, but I'm not too sure how likely that's a possibility. Magikey Lock is technically the opposite of Duo, but it allows you to synchro or Xyz summon on your opponent's turn. It's definitely better than the ritual and fusion one in my opinion. Ready Fusion could be a good extender, special summoning a vanilla fusion monster to the field, but pairing this with Alvain the Essence of Vanity could go into some interesting synchro plays, or definitely facilitate the Mecha Phantom combo line. As previously mentioned, the Psyframe Gamma and Driver package could be great for the deck. Possibly including their Link and Synchro monsters could even make it more valuable within the deck. If you made it this deep into the video, I really hope you consider subscribing to my channel and leave me a like on this video. Post a comment down below on your thoughts on the build and how you would personally make the deck better. I'm always happy to take criticism to maximize my playing potential when playing any deck. If you're interested in picking up any of these cards mentioned in this video, please consider using my TCG player affiliate link in the description box below. Also, make sure you check out my combo video of this deck, as it could be extremely insightful on how to play it. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I greatly appreciate you guys sticking through this one. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm out of here.